This year, 2026, is going to be our year. We are going to be cool for the summer. We will be cool by this summer and with our beach bods and be ready. Now, recently, there's been some drama with Androgenic and the ASU frat leader. That has got everyone talking about being cool for the summer. So we are only about 4 months away for the actual middle of summer, and which means right now, everything is on the line. The game is on the line, gentlemen. We need to lock in so we can be cool for the summer. Now, the way we do that to get started is by, now take notes, physique. Physique is, first of all, number one, and probably the most important. Physique is what's going to make the summer good. You need to look good, and you need to look attractive to other people. And the way you do that is by being aesthetic, and most importantly, lean. Now, specific types of workout to get lean and aesthetic is, I think, best done by doing calisthenics or some sort of body weight repetition where you use your body weight as your own resistance to build muscle. Now, building muscle is very important because we need to be able to build muscle and then get rid of fat. So, like, get big and then cut away and get really lean. So it looks very good. So you're obviously going to look very attractive that way. So we really want to emphasize the muscles are the shoulders. The shoulders are probably king. And you might not think that, but I'll explain why. So shoulders, you want to do back. Shoulders, back, and chest, you really want to focus on because these are what the muscles that are going to make you most aesthetic. Remember, while we are trying to put on muscle, that's not the main goal. We're not trying to put on as much muscle as possible. We want to do it in the specific right areas. So I really want you to focus on the shoulders, right here. Arms, obviously. So shoulders, arms. We're going to be doing core exercises like abs, and then chest exercises to give yourself a nice rounded chest. Now, some chest exercises you can do are obviously push-ups, decline push-ups mainly, and dips. Those three are going to really bring together the chest and make you look better. Also, wide grip push-ups, make sure you do those. In terms of backs, you really only need to do pull-ups because it's not that very complicated. That's another thing with calisthenics and bodyweight workouts where it's not so complicated because you really only need to do a few key specific moves, but do a lot of them and you'll see a lot of progress. If you're at home, and you can find yourself a pull-up bar, that's all you need for back exercises that you can do. But if you're at the gym and you have something more advanced, of course, go with whatever you have. As far as shoulders, you can do dumbbell raises, like above your head, or like I recommend doing pike push-ups and then progressing slowly to box pike push-ups where you're elevated on the surface and you're really pushing down, getting your shoulders. The reason I said to target shoulders is because it is going to be something called frame maxing, which I'll get to later. But frame maxing is going to make your physique look wider. And the exact physique you want to go for is the aesthetic body physique, which is most attractive to women. And the body type is, you want to get yourself a 1.6 ratio. So that means your shoulders should be 1.6 times larger than your waist. We need to widen that gap as much as possible. Get the shoulders as wide as possible and get the waist as thin as possible to give yourself that sort of Dorito triangle look. Remember, go for those. And then again, around biceps, make sure you're doing arm exercises, putting in a lot of muscle. The second thing that's most important is lean is long. This is the second most important because if you're not lean, you can still look big and muscular. You're just not going to look aesthetic. You're not going to look good because you just look like a giant meatball. You look like an ogre. So what to do is cut away a lot of that fat. And the way we're going to get lean is by doing a lot of things. Make sure, number one, is walking. Walking, you want to be getting at about bare minimum 10,000 steps a day. That should be pretty easy for most guys if you have the time, which you do. And fasting. Fasting, you want to do it more on the latter end. So like closer to summer, you're going to be fasting a lot there because you need the food and the fuel to really build your muscles ahead of time now. And then you want to fast slowly, eat less and less every day as you get that. I recommend doing intermittent fasting where you basically wake up, don't eat anything until like 12, or you can even push it farther. Some people don't eat till like 3 o'clock. And drinking only water. Only water is going to maximize your hydration in your face and again give you that boost for the performance. And it's also going to cut out sugar, which is what we want to be doing. No sugar in terms of getting lean. So that way you can keep your mass but get rid of the fat. Sugar is really going to fuck up your gains. Do not drink any sugar. 3 is going to be looks maxing. You really want to looks max all year round, but the thing is that if you're not looks maxed this summer, it really is going to throw you off because everyone's kind of aware of it, talking about it. So you want to make sure your looks maxing. So that means having a simple, basic skincare routine. It means just generally taking care of your body, having good hygiene, teeth, use teeth whitening strips if you need to. Make sure you find yourself a good haircut or good hairstyle. Now, if you are fit enough, the hairstyle doesn't really matter because, the fit is, being fit is the fit. but you really want to stay groomed. Now, frame maxing is really important here, and it goes in tandem with physique, because frame maxing can actually bump you from like a 6 to an 8. Having a good frame is really what rounds off the entire physique. So the ones I recommend is doing fashion, having good clothes set. And there's actually a specific I want to talk about. So when you get in shape, if you're used to being fat and like wearing bigger clothes to hide your body, what you want to do is make the most of your physique. So you really want to be wearing tighter clothes that really emphasize the chest, shoulders, and like around the arm area. So you want like a shirt that kind of hugs like the bicep like this. Make sure you're wearing tighter clothes when you go out. And also, because you're fit and you're in shape now that you have a six-pack, you can randomly sort of like, lift up your shirt and wipe your face, do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like around the girls. If you're out in public, at like a beach or something. And don't be afraid to take your shirt off at the beach and really make the most of your physique. Because again, we're putting in all this work. You want to make sure you are showing it off. Wearing tank tops, wearing things where your arms are showing. Make sure you're rolling up your sleeves just randomly during the day. The backpack method can come out if needed, which is basically wearing a backpack like shirtless or even with a shirt on. It makes your chest look even bigger. So that's going to make you look really, really aesthetic. And make sure you're getting a pump before you go out. Now, all of these things are great on their own, but by doing them all together is really what's going to make the difference. Make sure you're not leaving anyone out, and you're doing all of these to make the most of being cool for the summer. If you would like, since we're on the line, the game is on the line, and you need to do it, you need to join the athletic lifestyle. I've created an entire course. I have a guide that will show you how to get the physique that you want in about 4 months. In the description down below. Click on it, enjoy the athletic lifestyle. Become cool for the summer quickly with me and the rest of the guys in the program, alright? Stay flashy.